Forest Lake Youth Hockey, you still refer to yourselves as the Rangers, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Oh, okay. So it's a good thing I asked. Good thing I asked. Well, let's see what happens. Come on, refs. Yeah, it's like if the refs get done early, they want to take the full rest, you know? I hope they have some energy for the ice left over. A rather enthusiastic showing. And now we have referees. Here we go. All right, so here are our sight lines. There's one. It's a little tight. Let's go around one more time. Just a little looser. There we go. That's a little bit better. All right. Look out, Mom and Dad. Little yacht rock for you folks. Smooth operator. Not exactly what I'd call the best pump-up music in the world.
I like it.
Parents like it, but the girls, you know. All right, smooth operator. We are smooth operators, apparently. Here in Blaine. 90 seconds. Twenty-five seconds. And that is the buzzer. The warm-up is over. Welcome everybody back to Hockey Time here on the channel. Glad to have you with us here for game number 2 of pool play in Danglefest, coming to you from Blaine, Minnesota. This is the Blaine Super Rink, rink number 6. As you can see at the top of your screen, home of the U.S. Women's National Team, their practice rink. And your U10B1 Blue Spartacats taking on the U10B1 Forest Lake Rangers. Rangers are going to be in their whites with their yellow and maroon trim. Spartacats in their road blues with the white numbers, white trim. I think we're going to have introductions. I think we'll have introductions here. And we'll talk a little bit more after introductions. So Marcel and Bauman, your starting wings, with Olsen in the middle. Shack and Scott, your defenders. And Ruth Jaywar will take the first few minutes of the first period for the Spartacats. The Forest Lake Rangers coming from the other end. Rangers look to have about the same size team as the Spartacats. And with 12 minutes on the clock. Oh, gee whiz, we are having a national anthem. I didn't know that. And with that, the national anthem has been played. The Rangers and the Spartacats coming here from rink number 6 here in Blaine at the Blaine Super Rink, Dangle Fest 2025. Spartacats had a 0-0 draw, a 0-0 tie this morning against Centennial St. Louis Park. Spent 95% of the game in the St. Louis Park Centennial end. Frustrated they did not get a result in that one. And the Rangers this morning on the other end of a more lopsided score against Shakopee Prior Lake, who happens to be the Spartacats' opponent in the first game tomorrow. Rangers win the face-off, go the other direction, taken away by Marcel far side. Marcel brings it in. We do not have offside apparently. Shaq slaps that in from the point, rolls around behind the Ranger goal. Just underway here in Blaine. Olsen with the deep forecheck. Tries to get on the other end of that. Shaq at the point, sends it back down. Sorry about a little bit of a wiggle there in the camera. This perspective, these stands, not the most stable in the world. Zoe Scott, one of the defenders, keeps it in, but her attempt finds the other team's stick, and now the Rangers go the other direction. Well, I take that back. Actually, they go D to D. Here's a turnover opportunity. Here's Olsen shooting. Olsen's good save by the keeper. Not sure if that was going to be on net or whether it was going wide, but in any event, the keeper down to get to that one. Bauman battling far side. Natalie Bauman in the corner. Now it kicks behind the Ranger goal. Steaming up the near side. Centering pass as the headman and the Rangers ice the puck with 10:48 to go here in the first period. Spartacats will get 5 fresh skaters as Ruth Jaywar watches an offensive zone faceoff from her goal. Defenders are Mira Donahue and Lauren Cron. Izzy Nurka, Eden Miller, and Aurelia Nelner are your forwards. Puck drop won initially by the Spartacats. That one played out, and the Spartacats are going to have to chase this one. Ruth Jaywar came out to play that one. The referees told her to keep playing. Miller chips that one down deep, and we have icing against the Spartacats. At older ages, the Spartacats would have a little bit of communication as Cron and Donahue were coming back to get that puck. Jaywar probably could have just tapped it to the side and let one of her defensive teammates take that one, but in any event, we play on. So Rangers and Spartacats with equal-sized rosters. Offensive zone face-off won that time by the Rangers. Here's Eden Miller. Miller over the blue line. Has on her backhand. Now turns to the forehand. Held up and hauled down. And that'll be a penalty on the Rangers as Eden Miller hooked to the ground. I'm going to tell you right now, I think that's an excellent penalty to take. Now, we don't want kids taking penalties at any level if you can help it, but Eden Miller had an opportunity to have a good forehanded shot right in the slot, and to haul her down creates a power play, which, let's face it, the average power play here for U10 hockey, not overly effective. So Miller, Nelner, and I think that's Marcel on the far side. Shaq and Scott are your defenders. Face-off won that time by the Spartacats. Shaq shoots that down into the corner. Left side of your screen. Nelner sends it across the crease. It's loose in the crease, and it's sent to the far side. Rangers managed to get a hold of it. Cannot get it out. Miller gives chase down in the far corner. Gets by her and back to Shaq. Shaq doing a nice job of holding at the blue line. This one's centering pass for Nelner. It falls fortunately that time for the Rangers. Here's Nurka. Check it, that's Izzy Nurka. Izzy Nurka losing an edge. It's not Marcel. Here's Shaq shooting from distance. Good defense that time. Miller with a redirect, and this one comes out to neutral ice. Scott steaming through neutral ice, checks to make sure that Eden Miller is out, dumps it down in. 14 seconds on the man advantage. Scott tries to keep it in there at the point. Nelner and Scott combine, send it around for Miller. Miller with an opportunity, tries to slam in the brakes, does, has a chance, shoots, and scores! Eden Miller from behind the net. We've seen her do it so many times. this season. And Eden Miller, not sure who they'll give the assist to, but Miller scores to give the Spartacats a 1-0 lead with 9:11 to go here, first period. The puck was backhanded up high, went over the top of the goalie. Goalie had a good position on the near post, but Miller managed to get some altitude on that one, hopped it over the goalie's shoulder, and the Spartacats are the beneficiaries of a 1-0 lead. Good pass straight through the middle to Olsen. Olsen's got it. She's got Bauman breaking to the middle. Olsen fires, looking for a rebound. Cats fighting over the puck. Bauman shoots. That's sticked aside by the Ranger goalie. This one falls for Marcel. Loses her stick. Cron's gonna have to step up and keep this in. She does momentarily. This is Bauman covering. Baker's the other forward. Cron again holds the point, sends it in towards the keeper. It's deflected and paddled away into the far corner. Olsen first to it, spins, turns, sends it towards the middle. But here come the Rangers. Oh, good poke check that time by Donahue. Breaks up a little momentum, and she actually holds it in the zone. Left side of your screen, Rangers try to get it out. Donahue holds it in right there at the point. Cron, or I should say Olsen, stumbled there at the blue line. And the Rangers get out of their own zone, and here comes Olsen. And that's Bauman, who was in offside as Olsen could not check her run. 7:59 to go here in the first period. (1-0) to the Spartacats. They still haven't changed the score on the scoreboard, but we all know that it's a goal. Opportunity for Shack, winning that one cleanly. Took a weird bounce off the bench. And the Rangers take advantage and get it out to neutral ice. Scott tries to get that deep. Can't quite do it. Chip to the far side. Here's Eden Miller, far side. Here's a great centering pass for Nelner. Nelner's going to have to break her neck to get there. She does in the corner. Sends it right through the crease. It's loose in the crease. Nobody in a blue jersey able to get a stick on that, and the Rangers get a clearance. This puck sent down by the Rangers. Shack's got company. Fires it off the boards, but the Rangers are going to keep the puck. Can they hold it in? No, it squirts out that time, and here come the Spartacats. Spartacats dispossessed. Rangers, little chip there. Kept in by Shack. Shack sends it to the corner. This is Miller who gives chase. Miller gets to it, but she's defensed well there. Miller again, fires cross crease. Marcel was there, but that had too much heat on it. And here come the Rangers going the other direction. Cron misses on that back check. It's kept out of the zone momentarily by Zoe Scott, who is late and needs to get off the ice. There she goes off the ice. This is Mira Donahue. Now fed forward to Miller. Miller over the blue line. Miller around a couple of defenders. Fires cross crease, hits the post on this near side. And now it finds its way out to neutral ice. Rangers, quick off the bench, have an opportunity. Cron's going to break her neck to get there. She shoots, they score! And the Rangers tie the game. Not sure how the Rangers got behind the defense as the camera was looking the other direction, but we're tied at 1 with 6:16 to go. Again, if the Spartacats can avoid, and we're going to have a goalie change on that, which just is unlucky, as Wilhelm will come in and take the net. If the Spartacats can just prevent breakaways, we've seen already this weekend and week. On Sunday, the Spartacats lost their first district game. 2 of the goals scored by Park were on breakaways. Having a little trouble with the scoreboard. It should be 1-1. There we go. Olsen, Bauman, and Nurka, your forwards. Collision there with an official and Bauman. Battle there at the side. Here comes Olsen through neutral ice. This comes back for Shack. Shack hammers that one off the boards and goes down deep. Rangers keep it out of the middle. Spartacats with good energy now, but here go the Rangers. Olsen with a good back check. Shack with it. She brings it over the blue line. Shack gains the deep zone. Now she's behind the goal. Defender down deep. Somebody needs to cover for her. Marlon Olsen covering for her out top. And it's a good thing she is, because here's Olsen. Oh, Olsen lets that go under her stick. And they have to retreat to neutral ice. D-to-D pass to Zoe Scott. Scott with an opportunity, sends that in. Left side of your screen. Scott keeps it in. Defense that time by the Rangers. Scott to the middle, to the slot. Chips it in. Opportunity for the Spartacats, and that goes just wide. This is Olsen. Olsen having a little trouble getting to the end of that one. Cron has that off of her stick, and now they need to break their neck to get back. Cron's got to get back. Everybody's got to get back. And the Spartacats break up the rush of the Rangers. Rangers send that in. Rangers were onside. Olsen with an opportunity near side. That goes out of the zone to neutral ice. Baker battles there. That's sent back in. Now Donahue with it. Donahue sends that forward. And the Rangers back the other way. Donahue and Olsen are the ones back. Cron was in a more advanced position. Donahue with it again. Loses it that time to the Rangers. Rangers in the corner. This is Cron. Cron has it on her stick. Feeds it across. This slides through. Opportunity there for the Spartacats, but it goes begging. Nelner gets it back. Nicely done. Can she get it into the zone? She does carry it to the zone. Here's Eden Miller with her. Nelner shoots from distance, and it goes high and wide. Good glove that time by the Forest Lake keeper. Baker battling far side. Rangers try to get out on the near side. Zoe Scott alert to that danger. Chips it back down deep. Miller behind the net. Fires towards the crease. It's loose in the crease. Opportunity for the Spartacats, and they're not able to cash in. Shack with it. Hit a girl straight off the bench. And here's Nelner again. Nelner feeds the middle. This took a fortuitous bounce. It rolls right in on the Forest Lake keeper, and she covers it with 3:37 to go. It is 1-1. Spartacats have been buzzing throughout this game. If they can avoid the defensive breakdowns, the breakaways, those kinds of plays, see if the Rangers can do offensively. Shack wins that one, shoots, it's deflected, goes wide. Shack's gonna have another chance at this one. She pinches in on the far side. Miller covers. It's Spartacats not able to keep it in. And here goes Eden Miller. Over the blue line. Has it on her stick, draws it to the forehand, shoots from distance. Backdoor opportunity for Nilner. She can't quite get to that one. That one had a lot of steam on it. This is one's loose in the crease again. Spartacats have got to have their sticks down. It's still loose. It's right in the middle of the ice. Olivia Shack has to shoot. She shoots. Another opportunity. Nilner misses on the back door. Exciting stuff here from Blaine as Miller with another opportunity. Tries to feed that into the middle. Nelner just needs to stay there with her stick down to be ready. This one's fed to the middle. And what a sequence. Oh, I was going to say I thought the Rangers might get that out. They haven't got it out yet. They're trying to use the boards to get it out. Opportunity here for the Spartacats as now they intercept early. Nelner, near side, has an opportunity, shoots and misses on that one. Glove down that time by the keeper, and receiving congratulations from her defense as she gloved that one very smartly. Cats have got to keep these shots down. I get a sense that this keeper might give up a few rebounds. So the Spartacats need to keep the puck down. Olsen, Bauman, Marcel, your forwards, Donahue and Cron, your defenders. Cron with a stick extension, so getting used to that one. Face-off win that time by the Rangers. They feed it forward. This goes towards the crease. Intercepted by the Rangers. They'll try to get it out the far side. Cron can't keep it in. She brings it across, goes D to Donahue. Donahue misses that one. Feeds it forward now for Olsen. Olsen tries to get over the blue line. Can't. Marcel, though, is going to have it. Marcel gets it. Marcel, forehand, slides it in, and that rolls up and high. A tricky little shot by Elora Marcel. That was very interesting, and this one's going to make it out to neutral ice. Cron's going to claim this one. She whips it in. And the Cats will put that in offside with 1:39 to go here, first period. Score is 1-1. Thanks for joining us on the channel. If you have any challenges with video quality or sound quality, go ahead and drop them in the comments. I'm working off a personal hotspot today as there's no Wi-Fi in the Blaine Super Rink. But speaking of super rinks, let's see if Olsen can create something. This puck goes behind Olsen. Scott pinches in. Can't keep this one in. And I think Shack, yep, that one came out. Olivia Shack with a great effort there, recognizing that one. But unable to keep it in. Neutral zone faceoff. 83 seconds to go here in the first period. Score is 1-1. Eden Miller's initial goal canceled out by the Rangers on a breakaway. Miller tries to get to that one. Nurka wins it, but it goes to the Rangers. Far side is Shack. Shack slaps that off the boards. Miller with a good forecheck. Here's Nelner. Nelner is going to get to that, but so will one of the Rangers. She sends it into the zone. Nelner chases after it, and the Spartacats unable to get control of it. Nelner over the blue line. Opportunity for Nelner. She shoots far side and missed. That one slid wide. Good shot. It was down low, but unable to connect with the front of the goal. Nelner's going to bring it in again. Here she comes. Puts it on her forehand. What's she going to do? Tries to slide it back door, and Miller was just a little too deep. Miller gets to this one, though. Tries to slide it for Nelner, but it's intercepted that time by the defense. Defense had to get that right, or Miller was going to have a real opportunity. Cats need to get out. They do. Chipped back in by Nurka. Miller on the forecheck. Tries to create a turnover. Rangers hold on to it. They go cross ice. Miller near side. 15 seconds to go here, first period. Time for one more shot if the Spartacats can get control of it. And it goes the other direction as Cron has it. And she sends it forward. And with 4 seconds to go, now there's 1 second to go. And we will have the end of the first period. First period ends. Spartacats out shooting the Rangers probably about 3-1. Having some good opportunities. Girls showing good energy. One of the things you're always worried about in situations like this when the girls spend time up here between games is, are they eating food that's going to give them energy? Are they being smart about conserving their energy and their liquids and things like that? And it looks like everyone's got good energy. So it's good to see that. Again, you think if the Spartacats can make sure the Rangers don't get breakaways and things like that, you think they'll have a good chance of maybe keeping the Rangers off the scoreboard moving forward. On the other hand, Rangers dominated in terms of overall play, but find themselves level with the Spartacats. So they'll be excited and jazzed up about that heading into the second period. "12 minutes on the clock, second period action. Spartacats in their road blues with the white numbers and white trim. Moving from left to right, the Rangers in their home whites with the maroon and gold. And we are underway here in the second period. Teams have switched ends. This comes for Cron. Cron goes D to D, but didn't look as she missed her teammate. Bauman pitches that forward looking for Olsen. Olsen unable to get on the end of that one. Bauman takes it off of her stick. Girls have to be a little smarter about just not taking it off each other's sticks. Spread out a little bit. Rangers almost get this out. Falls kindly for Olsen, and now the Rangers will exit the zone. This comes back for Cron. Cron again goes to the middle. Good job, good pass to Olsen. Olsen goes around one defender. Rally defense in the middle. Olsen slams on the brakes, gets it to her forehand, shoots an opportunity, and that whistles wide. It's battle there at the far side of the net. Bauman giving chase, Olsen in the middle. Cron trying to hold the point. Bauman and Baker doing a nice job with that. Again, Cats trying to hold the point and keep it in. Baker and Bauman doing a great job right side of your screen. This falls kindly for Cron. Cron in with an opportunity. Cron shoots. Cron scores! Lauren Cron cashes in. Big heroes on that shift were Natalie Bauman and Bridget Baker, doing a great job of holding that puck in. And they should get the assists if the referees are able to sort through that, but Baker and Bauman doing a great job of holding that puck in and creating the opportunity for Kron, and now the Spartacats have a 1-goal lead restored at 2-1 here with 10:56 to go in the second period. Marcel, Miller, and Nelner are your forwards, with Zoe Scott and Olivia Shack your defenders. Ruth Jawar is in net, and here come the Rangers across the blue line with control. Scott battles down left side of your screen, bad camera work. Miller chips at that one, tries to backhand that one out. Nelner sends that forward, and here goes Alora Marcel in, opportunity, shoots, and a great save that time by the keeper. What a brilliant save that time by the keeper. Danger not over as Miller fires that into a crowd of people. Cats just need to keep their sticks down as Miller has an opportunity, and this one is sent long, and Zoe Scott's going to get on this one, turn to her forehand, and whip that one out of the zone. Rangers still offside, now they get onside. Here's Marcel again, she had a good opportunity, great save that time by the keeper. Marcel brings it in, here's an opportunity for Miller. She fires right to the crease. It bounces around like a ping pong ball. Miller with it again, sends it towards the crease, and this one slides behind the net. Marcel battling there, Rangers looking to get control of it. Marcel far corner, Rangers try to go through Marcel, doesn't work, falls for Scott. Scott sends it in to the crease. And now the Rangers are going to try to get it out, but it's held in by Shack. Nicely done by Olivia Shack on the near side. Chipped back to the near side. Shack's going to pinch, gets a shot, good opportunity. This falls kindly for Miller, but she was very, very deep. And the Spartacats unable to keep that one in as they were going for a change. Scott brings it back. Scott going to, that's offside, yeah, it's offside as the player was unlucky that time, but good defense by Scott with 9:10 to go creates an offside position situation. They have the score wrong on the scoreboard. It's the away team that actually has 2 goals, but we all know at home and on the YouTube channel what's happening. Chipped ahead by Bauman. Donahue tries to get in down deep the other way. Here come the Spartacats. And here come the Rangers. Kron stands her up at the line. This is Nurka. Izzy Nurka over the blue line. She slides that down. It's going to go behind the net. Olsen quickly to that one. Backhand opportunity. Loose in the crease, and it goes wide. Rangers control that one. Bauman spun around. Good forecheck there by Olsen. Nurka quickly to it. Looks like Bauman battling there. No one can get really a stick on it. Far too many skates. This comes to neutral ice. Kron breaks that one up and goes the other direction. Bauman with a strong shoulder. Olsen around the side. She's got to the middle. She's got Bauman in the middle. An opportunity and a goal. That's Natalie Bauman. She scores as Olsen set her up and Bauman punched it home. And with 8:10 to go, the Spartacats now have a 2-goal lead. Biggest lead of the game for the Spartacats. Lots of good energy in blue right now. And the Rangers will be looking for an answer with 8:10 to go. Forwards are Nurka, Miller, and Nelner. Shack and Scott, your defenders. Nelner has this one far side. Nelner's had a number of good shots, but decides to try to pass this one back behind the net. Gets it to Miller. That's not a bad idea. Miller does a lot of good work back there. Nelner and Baker in front with their sticks down. Miller unable to quite get the puck to her, but this one slides across and it goes to the far side. Nelner with it first. Sends it in towards Baker in the middle. Baker tries to shoot. It's blocked by the defense that time. This comes up towards the crease. This is Shack. Shack shoots. Oh, that took a deflection. Here's Nelner with an opportunity. She's going to shoot. That one goes wide. Miller behind the net, tries to go off the keeper. Milner on the back door, could not score. It's all hands to the defensive pump for the Rangers. As the Rangers finally get control of that one, and they clear the zone as Shaq puts it back in, and offside against the Spartacats relieves the pressure for the Rangers. Score 3-1 with 7:06 to go here in the second period. Tomorrow the Spartacats play Shakopee Prior Lake, and then in the late game we'll take on Wayzata. We have 60s and 70s rock and yacht rock here for break music. And the Spartacats offside as a good poke check right at the blue line by the Rangers. Put the Spartacats in a little bit early. Referee right on top of that one. Rangers will make one change. Donahue and Cron just off screen to your left. Miller, Baker, and Nelner, your forwards. Jaywar still in goal. Wilhelm will probably be coming out here in the next minute or so. Miller tries to win that one, comes to Baker. That one's chipped to the side. Rangers battle there. Baker can't get that in. Here's Donahue battling. Cron steps up, goes for the poke check, ties it up the other way. Here comes Eden Miller. Eden Miller with a head of steam. Good opportunity. This falls for Nelner. Nelner's going to try to get on the forehand. She shoots with an opportunity. This one's loose on the back door, but nobody in a blue jersey there. And the Rangers will skate it out and now play it out. And that might go for icing. Actually, it's not going to make it. That is not going to make it, as Lauren Cron's going to go behind the Ruth J. Warnett. Needs to get her head up. Chips it off the boards. That better make it to neutral ice, young lady, and it finally does. Here's an opportunity for Izzy Nurka. Oh, check it. That's Laura Marcel. Sorry about that. I saw the 8, thought it was Izzy's. This is Lauren Cron chipping that out towards neutral ice. Comes back towards the blue line and sent back the other way. So both teams playing a little bit of ping pong. Mira Donahue right in front of the Forest Lake bench. Sends that out. Opportunity for Laura Marcel, but that's taken away. Rangers doing a good job of getting back onside. And speaking of onside, here's Eden Miller. Eden Miller brings it across the blue line, loses control. And the Rangers going back the other direction. Cron up from her defensive position with a forecheck. This is Olsen, fresh off the bench. Fresh legs, and she's going to have a chance on the deep forecheck to get to this one. Olsen gets it, has it on her backhand in the corner. Now switches to the forehand and fires right across. Here's an opportunity for Scott. Scott shoots with an opportunity. Back door! Mad scramble, and it slides across. It was still loose. Spartacats are buzzing. Energy level is good. Olsen's going to get to this one, I think, first. Right side of your screen. Good physical play there. She spins, turns, goes behind the net. Bauman's going to chase this one down. It's going to be chipped up the far side. Scott runs into a physical play that time by the defense. And this is Shaq. She's pinched in now. Olsen trying to cover. Scott covering the other defensive spot now. The Rangers get this out to neutral ice, and it's right back in for Maren Olsen. 4:22 to go here in the second period. Score 3-1 as Zoe Scott shoots from distance. Good save that time by the keeper. Goes behind the cage, and the Rangers living dangerously with just a lot of zone time here for the girls in blue. This one goes behind the net. Opportunity for Olsen. Couldn't quite tuck it in the back door. Olsen's going to have another chance. Can't get that on her forehand. And it's sent towards Scott at the point. Taken there, that is Nurka. And the Spartacats going, well, I was going to say going the other way for the Rangers, but opportunity here for Nurka. As Nurka is in the corner, sends centering pass. Opportunity for Olsen. She loses a grip. This opportunity here for Shaq. Shaq shoots from distance, hit a helmet, but saved a goal, as that was absolutely going to go in. Great save that time by one of the Forest Lake defenders. And now finally the Rangers break out of the zone. This is for Shaq. She sends this back in as Olsen and they're going to call icing. I didn't think Olsen, or excuse me, I didn't think Shack was that deep, but we have icing against the Spartacats, and there will be a goalie change for the Spartacats. Wilhelm will come on now with 3:11 to go, so just not a lot of stoppages for the last 3 minutes. Baker, Miller, and Nelner, your forwards. Kron and Donahue, your defenders. This is Nelner, far side. She chips that one, can't quite get that one out. This one comes to the middle, Kron with it, goes across ice, gets it out of the zone. Eden Miller's gonna give chase. Baker near side. Kron swings at that one and goes in. No icing is there as Donahue's gonna claim this one behind Wilhelm. Sends it out up towards the near side. Miller out of nowhere to take that one. And here goes Eden Miller. Eden Miller's got Nelner to the middle, but she cuts to the middle. Opportunity for Miller. It goes off of her stick. Nelner gets it in the far corner. Good job there. She pokes it back towards the middle as Baker was setting up shop. Kron pinching in deep. Shoots from distance, and that goes right through the crease. It is definitely a shooting gallery, to quote Iceman in Top Gun. The Rangers are totally defensive. That took a deflection from Kron. Goes back into the corner. Opportunity here right in front for Nelner, but good defense that time by the Rangers. Good stick work, and they had to have it. And here's an opportunity for Kron, falling nicely. She shoots for the far side. That one goes wide. Good pad save that time by the Ranger goalie. Shots are probably now 5 or 6 to 1 in favor of the Spartacats. This goes cross ice. This falls for Eden Miller. Eden Miller shoots, and that is off the crossbar and hops over. Cats dominating play and holding the Rangers in, and here's Nelner again. She goes into the middle and shoots, but it goes to the side netting. Kron with another opportunity sends it in. It's taken that time by the defense. Defense trying to get it in. They can't get it out, I should say. They can't. Miller shoots for a cross, and this goes across. Spartacats have to change. These girls have been out there for darn near 2 minutes. What a long shift for these girls. Scott fresh off the bench. Nice job that time by Zoe Scott, not committing a penalty. This is Eden Miller over the line. She's onside. She shoots from distance. Good pad save that time by the keeper. Another opportunity. She goes cross crease. And goal for the Spartacats! And that is Elora Mercel. Elora Mercel cashes in for the Spartacats with just under a minute to go, 56 seconds to go here in the second period. And it's 4-1 to the Spartacats. Well, eventually, if you put enough pressure on the goal, the goalie can't cover the whole net. And that time, the defense that had been so stalwart for the last few minutes for the Rangers could not keep it out. So Mercel with the goal. Don't know who has the assist. This centering pass opportunity here for the Rangers, and Rangers put that down in for icing with 39 seconds to go here in the second period. Getting word from production staff that Lauren Kron is happy because her dad said that she could have a Kinder Bueno if she scores, but if she gets an assist, she gets Dubai chocolate. So she's going to tell me that she got an assist, but I'm going to be dubious at this point unless I see something. Oh, good save that time by the goalie, but it goes loose. This is Scott, centering pass, looking for Olsen. That goes wide. Shack with it, holds the line. Rangers battling there on the near line. Quickly over are Bauman and Olsen. Comes to the middle, and here's Olsen. Olsen trying to steady herself. Olsen around a couple of defenders. Olsen shoots. Great defense that time by the Rangers as Olsen was looking for a post-Christmas goal. Olsen battling 1v2 in the corner. And that is it, as the Spartacats asserting their offensive acumen here in the second period, score 3 times. Scoring 3 times to take a 4-1 lead. And if the Spartacat defense, again, if the Spartacat defense can do a good job of preventing breakaways, or other types of similar types of plays, you got a feeling that the Rangers might be a little bit goal challenged. All right, here we go. 12 minutes on the clock, third period action. The teams have switched ends. Spartacats will be going from right to left on your screen. Reminder, the Spartacats are in their road blues. Nelner, Nurka, Meller, your forwards. Donahue, Cron, your defenders. And Jawar starts the period in goal. That one's loose. Donahue steps up. This is Cron's going to keep it in. She does. Meller will give chase, so will Nurka. Nurka tries to keep it in. Good pass that time by the Rangers. Gets out. And here's an opportunity for the Rangers going the other direction. Cron pumping her legs. Doing a good job that time getting to it was Eden Meller as Cron. Donahue also back. Nelner with it. Nelner battling right side of your screen. Tries to get it out. Now does. Nelner with an opportunity. Can she go around the defender? She's kind of around the defender. Now she slips between a number of defenders. Backhand, not on goal, but certainly a smooth move there by Nelner. Goes to the far side. This is Nurka battling at the far boards. Cron pinches in but doesn't get it. But gets another chance to do something brilliant. Feeds it forward for Eden Meller. That's not a bad idea. That puck comes out of the zone. Spartacats send that forward. Again, ping pong hockey here. As Zoe Scott with it. Sends it for Nelner. Nelner brings it across the line. Has Meller to the middle. Nelner to the outside. Slides it across. Tries to get it into the blue paint. But that time, too many defenders as the Ranger defense doing a good job of trying to prevent any rebounds. This is Shack. Oh, I thought Shack was going to get to that first, but Meller actually got to it first. This one's held in. Oh, I was going to say held in at the point by Shack, but it does escape. And the Spartacats will have to reset. Here is Marcel, who scored the last goal for the Spartacats. She lays that off for Meller. Meller's going to have it on her backhand. Centering pass goes wide. 9:55 to go here in the third period. Spartacats trying to hold the line. Rangers with it now. Bauman doing a good job of keeping that down deep. Now the battle comes towards the blue line. Scott shoots from distance. Oh, deflection right in front of the goal. And the Forest Lake goalie doing a great job of squeezing the pads, getting it down. Nice save for that young lady as her defender had actually tipped the puck right in front of her. And that's dangerous stuff for any goalie. 9:35 to go, third period. Score is 4-1 in favor of the Spartacats. Olsen, Bauman, and Baker, your forwards. Donahue, Cron, your defenders. Olsen comes away with that one, sends it in on goal, slaps it in again. She's going to try to force it in, but it's frozen that time by the goalie. And we'll have another face-off. Men at Work, Who Can It Be Now? Very, very popular tune. 1983, maybe? 82, 83, somewhere in there. First rock tape I ever bought, Men at Work. Who Can It Be Now? A little trivia for you there. In any event, the Spartacats play on. Olsen with a good battle in the corner. Baker with a good centering pass broken up, but nobody in a blue jersey. So, again, have to do a good job. That was just Bauman skating through the hands. Olsen shoots. Great save that time by the keeper. Fights that one off. Donahue's going to pinch and try to get that in. This one's going to come across the other way. Good poke check that time by Cron. And the Rangers doing a great job that time of getting onside. Heads up stuff that time by the Rangers. Donahue sends that around, but it's claimed by the Rangers. Cron's going to take a shot at it. She sends it to the boards. This is Olsen who's going to try to feather it along, but it's kept in that time by the Rangers. Nicely done. Here's Cron with an opportunity. Runs into some traffic. This falls kindly for Olsen. Olsen with a little bit of juice. Tries to slide it to Bauman, but Bauman had come a little too close, and Donahue sends that one across the ice. 8 minutes, 5 seconds to go. Cron with it, sends it across ice. Bauman's going to race to get to that one. Is she going to get to it first? She does. Pushes it down deep into the Ranger end. Some girls falling and coming together. This is a puck here at neutral ice for Zoe Scott. Scott takes it away from a couple of Rangers and goes back the other direction. Marcel tries to turn. Choppy play in the middle of the rink. Shack tries to get control, sends it down. And now Eden Miller has Marcel to the middle, feeds Marcel. Marcel off of her stick. That one goes behind the net. Centering pass by Marcel. And Miller tries to spin and turn that onto her forehand, but just too many revolutions as that one comes out to neutral ice. 7:15 to go. Cats go in the other direction as the Rangers get it deep and have an opportunity to set something up here offensively. Right side of your screen. Now it's kept in right here at the near point. Spartacats have not had too many times when the Rangers have had extended zone time. And it looks like the Cats will not get it out. But, well, I take that. Maybe I spoke too soon. As Nelner hoofs that one forward. Falls kindly that time for the Rangers. Nelner needs to get up. She had lost an edge. Marcel tried to feed it. Didn't come off. And here's Miller with the chase. She picks the wrong side. And here go the Spartacats the other direction. Cron with it, uses the boards, punches that one up. Now Cron with it again, has to find it, sends it to the near side. This is Nelner. Nelner has it on her stick. She's by one defender, but the next defender doing a good job of pushing her up against the boards, using the boards as a defender. This one kept in momentarily by Cron, nicely done. Miller pulls this under her forehand. She shoots from distance. It's deflected that time by the defense. Here's Donahue. Donahue tries to go the other direction, can't quite unload that cannon. Marcel turned the other way. And Nelner and Miller now chase. Nelner near side. Donahue pitches that down through a number of bodies. Donahue now feeds across. Nurka fresh off the bench. She's at the far side. It's deep to Miller. Miller to the middle. Opportunity for Nelner. Nelner shoots and she airmails that one over the top. A couple of times that Nelner's been going for that top corner and she's missed there, but you like the effort. Cron pinching there at the far point, but the Rangers do control. Spartacats go in the other direction. Spartacats making a goalie change in the middle of play. And the Rangers fortunately just dump that down deep. That puck goes out. An opportunity here for the Spartacats if they can get this on their stick. Kept back in that time by the Rangers. Spartacats will control neutral ice. Miller has to go off of her stick, goes the other direction. This is Bauman giving chase, Nurka giving chase. Everybody falling down. That is way too many players on the ice. Miller's going to shoot anyway. Miller puts that right on the goalie's pads, and the goalie covers that up with 4:19 to go here in the third period. Score 4-1 in favor of the Spartacats. Goals by Miller, Cron, Marcel, and Bauman. Your difference? Too many men. Yeah, there was a too many men call there against the Rangers. I thought they had too many men on the ice. But the Rangers will be down by a player here for a minute. This comes for Scott. Bauman blocks that shot. Falls nicely for Olsen. Olsen to the middle. Olsen tries to unload the cannon. Can't. Bauman shoots and scores! And Natalie Bauman cashes in for the Spartacats. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's her first multi-goal game of the season. But Bauman cashes in. It's a power play goal for Natalie Bauman, 5-1. Now with 4:03 to go, and surely the the Spartacats should be safe now with a 4-goal lead with 4 minutes, 3 seconds to go here in the third period. Reminder, the girls play 2 games tomorrow. Should have both of those on the channel. Can't guarantee it. Never know, but we're going to do our best. So Rangers brought that one back out. Have to clear the zone. This is Zoe Scott far side. Uses the boards nicely. Baker also uses the boards nicely. Like to see these girls at their young ages using the boards to chip the puck out. So hard to hold it in when you use the boards. Scott goes far side. This is going to get by Olsen. She'll give chase, but it'll be sent back in. This is Shack, who goes the other way, but her teammates hadn't quite opened up for that one. Shack tries it again. This one's fed forward for Olsen. Olsen over the blue line. Bauman in the middle. Olsen around the edge. Olsen shoots an opportunity, and that is frozen at the near post by the Forest Lake goalie. Forest Lake goalie has made some great saves here to date. She's done a nice job of using that glove and getting those pads down. 3:18 to go, 5-1's favor of the Spartacats. Thanks for joining us on the channel. We do appreciate it. Face-off win that time by the Rangers, taken away by Nelner. Shoots an opportunity as Marcel shoots that one high and wide. That one goes through the crease. Nelner gives chase. This group of players has been very, very effective here today. Nelner trying to get that one in towards Marcel. Tries to backhand it in and loses her balance. Great effort that time by Nelner. Kron just silky smooth, pushes that down into the corner. Now it heads towards the crease. Miller with it again. Tries to fire that one off the back of the goalie. That one goes behind the net. 2 minutes, 40 seconds to go here, third period. Rangers trying to get out of their own end. Cats have had a lot of offensive zone time in this game. Kron with it, sends it cross ice. Milner, she's at the end of her shift. I think they might have missed an offside there, as Marcel might have been offside, not sure. Referee says no, we play on. This comes for Donahue. She sends it down behind the net. Eden Miller with an opportunity, fires it right through the blue paint. So it comes to the near side. Donahue with it again, another opportunity. Donahue pinching, Nelner covering for her, nicely done. Nelner sends that one in towards goal, where Eden Miller not able to get on the other end of that one. Donahue battling there. Kron over from her side. Tries to get a good poke check in. Has to pump those legs. Kron gets to it. Sends it the other direction. Good defense. Good recovery defense that time by Kron. This is Nelner. Again, she's been out there a long time. She cannot have much left in the tank. Now she goes to the bench. This is Kron over the blue line. Opportunity for Kron. She shoots, and that goes wide. Bauman off the bench to replace Nelner. This one comes right in the middle, an opportunity for the Spartacats. This is Marcel. Marcel trying to steer it on. Bauman still with an opportunity, and Bauman! Natalie Bauman with a hat trick. Natalie Bauman with her first hat trick. Congratulations, Natalie Bauman. Being in the right place at the right time works for Natalie Bauman. Call her the garbage man, because she's done a nice job of cleaning up loose pucks, and she's cashed them in, and the Spartacats, with 1:15 to go, a 6-1 lead, powered on the back of a Natalie Bauman hat trick. Oh, sorry, bad camera work there, folks. Baker sends that one forward. This for Nurka. Nurka finds Bauman. Bauman sends that down deep. 45 seconds to go. Rangers with time for one more rush. They've got to get control of it. Intercepted that time by the Spartacats, but given away by Nurka. This falls for Shack at the point. Shack's attempt to pass blocked. And here come the Rangers. Oh, a collision there at neutral ice between Nurka and one of the Rangers. Rangers bring this one across, 20 seconds to go. Rangers might have another chance here to get a shot on goal. Shack and one of the Rangers go down in a heap. Cats just need to keep this out of the middle with 10 seconds to go. This one comes to the point. Rangers keep it in, send it in, but it's deflected out by Scott and wrapped down deep, and that will do it. It started out kind of nervy. The Spartacats, after a morning where they, or excuse me, an early afternoon game where they could not score, were struggling to find the net consistently. But on the strength of goals by Cron, Miller, Mercel, and a hat trick from Natalie Bauman, the Spartacats emerge with a 6-1 victory here in Blaine. Again, game tomorrow, and we should be out that one. Can't guarantee it, but we'll do our best. And the Spartacats take care of business here against Forest Lake. And tomorrow we'll take on Shakopee Prior Lake, a team they have already played this season. In fact, you can see some of the film from that on the channel. For all of our staff, thank you very much. For myself, Nathan Cron, thanks for joining us here on the channel. Final score here from Blaine, Spartacats 6, Rangers 1. Good evening, everybody.